this video is not to get me any sympathy, not to have you guys feel sorry for me or anything. It's more of a message of empowerment that I'm sending in this video. I was a little hesitant to make it, but then after I told people I was going to do a story time, I didn't know what about. And then I thought, why not this? So I put the idea out there on my Snapchat, and I got a lot of positive response from some friends and people who I just haven't talked to in a while. I was like, definitely do that. They need to hear, we need to know, because you're glowing now. You have something about you that's just it. And this will inspire people, and we need to know because you're making me feel good. So I'm making the video to let everybody know exactly what happened between me and my ex. So let's fast forward to about September. It's September, and it's the brand new semester, and I meet somebody else, my real ex, who I was not with them yet. I had met them on this app. I forgot the name of the app, but I met them on this app, and here's why I had the app. So my friend, somebody screenshotted a picture of her, and they were pretending to be her on this app, and her friend found out. So I get on the app, and I'm like, oh, whoever you are, you gotta stop that. Like, you can't be catfishing using my homegirl's face. That ain't cool. And I found out it's a dating app, and I was like, yeah, I'm single, why not? So I was on it for like maybe 10 minutes. I get a few matches, and then like 2 days later, one person who I think is just a real stone cold Adonis likes me. And I was shocked because not a lot of people who are my type like me. Like, I'm not all into looks, but they had the looks and the personality that was great for me. I was like, this is weird, like somebody who's my type likes me. So we text and talk on the app for a while. They're a little spotty when it comes to replying, but they told me what their job was, and I was like, okay, I understand, because their job required a lot of their time. And then one day I was like, this app is lame and gross. I asked him for their number. He said yes. We get each other's number. First night, they hit me up instantly. We talked on the phone for a while, and it was awesome. The next day we talked a little bit, and that was it. And then for weeks, ghosted. Know what happened, no warning, just goodbye. I asked them, like, what happened, like, where have you been? And they just say their uncle passed away, and they were like, they're so sorry. They apologized profusely, and I showed, well, after like 2 months, September, October, I was like, after 2 months you still want to talk to me and you apologizing profusely, like, that's something. But I already knew they had a lot of baggage, and I could work with that because I myself do have a lot of baggage. I know my mental health is not tip top 100%, and I know that nowadays everybody is saying, oh, I'm anxiety, depression, but in all honesty, I've had to really speak and talk to a lot of people, because I think Katy Perry said it the best, what it feels like.
You walk out the door, you see someone that you know, and they ask you how you are, and you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Instead of going out and celebrating my anniversary, that Friday, I go and see them. And I will just tell you guys this now. The person I was with, you can clown me if you want, but I was very optimistic because I know that I want somebody to like me for who I was. And like I said, the fact that they kept in touch after 2 months showed a lot for me. It showed real heart, and they liked me. Devon, I liked that. That was really heartfelt, because I know I'm a lot that a lot of people just cannot handle, but I must still live my best life the best way that I can. So they were a recovering alcoholic. They had been an alcoholic since they were 21 years of age, and this was their first year They were sober for 9 months. This was their first year sober. They had been drinking since they were 21. They were 27. And their age didn't mean anything to me. They looked young, but their age didn't mean much to me. I'm not gonna date a 50-year-old, but like their age didn't mean much to me. It was, like I say, it's heart. It's what's inside and then appearance, you know. I'm not really superficial like that. But they had a good job. They were very mature and things like that. So I was like, this could be the one. This could be the first. So we went on our little cuddle date. That Friday I went to their unit, I believe, or their apartment at the recovery center. So we go there and we just cuddle and watch a movie in their bed. And all night we just talk and talk and talk. They didn't try to pressure me to do anything. They really just listened to me go on, and I listened to them, and we both were like, dang, you're smart. Like, we both liked that about each other's intelligence. And it was awesome. So I couldn't see them the next day because I had made other plans, because I didn't know I was going to get access on the date on Friday. So I had already made weekend plans, and I would have canceled, but though what I had scheduled was already set in stone. It was some personal occupations and then some vocational occupations that I had already scheduled. I said occupations, appointments, sorry. It was some personal appointments and some vocational appointments I had to make. I already had made for myself. Sorry, my lips were a little chapped. And they were very understanding of my appointments. Before the night was over, though, they really didn't want me to leave. They were like, hey, I take relationships very seriously. I will do the best to make you happy, and I know you'll do the best vice versa. And that was so true. And like I said, I love and will love me for who I am. So, it's getting a little bit harder. So, let's fast forward to some turmoil to see where everything stopped being like a fantasy. We got out the cupcake phase real quick. Yeah, I remember when Spoken Reasons broke down the cupcake phase back and asking all them questions. We got out that real quick, and I noticed, and I was scared. So they lost their job. They were on temporary leave for some reason or the other. They were on temporary leave, and you know, I was working. I was the only one in a relationship working for a long time. And I had met them when they were good, and I didn't want to just leave somebody because they were temporarily going to be out of work. You know, that's not the type of person I am. I'm gonna be with you 100% ride or die. And here's where the things start to really, y'all are finna start calling me stupid, and I accept these mistakes that I made. But here's what started to happen. 2 weeks into them, I guess, being laid off, their brother stole $500 from me. I don't know how they managed to hack my bank account, but their brother stole $500 from me. And I had felt like something was up because all throughout like the 2 week, like when kids go on Christmas break, all throughout that Christmas break time, my card already got hacked the week prior. That was just an average hacker. And then the week after it happened again, it was $500. I started emailing and contacting the companies that my money was going to. I was like, hey, that's not me. Can you tell me who this is? I want to run a police investigation on this. And I got back that it was Jay's name and address. And I popped up at Jay's apartment the next day with one of my friends because I didn't know if we were going to fight. I didn't know if we were going to break up. I didn't know what was going to happen. So I just straight up popped up at Jay's place. And I was like, what's happening? why does this say this? They put everything off on their brother. I have never met their brother. I didn't know what their brother looked like, and apparently their brother was their roommate. But at the place they stayed at, people come in and out all the time, whether they're family or not. They could be other patients. They just kept coming in and out because it was built like an apartment, but they had a specific like location or wing for the therapy, for the recovery. But all in all, it was like an apartment complex based for recovery if you had any type of addiction. And somebody walked in, and I didn't know if it was their brother or not, but I was just so angry. I went in there cussing, yelling. I had pepper spray ready. Like I said, I know what was gonna happen. That day I wanted to break up with them, but before I left, they called me, pulled me to the side and said, I'd never do anything like that to you. We kissed goodbye. They explained their undying love for me and all that. And I was thinking, you know, maybe it wasn't Jay who did that to me. Maybe it wasn't Jay. But yeah, let's fast forward again. It is now February. They're about to get kicked out of the recovery center because they are still out of work and they cannot afford to live there anymore. The loyal person I am, I try and help them to find new places to stay. And they see my dedication, so they plan a date for us for Valentine's Day. I was excited. My first Valentine, my first real Valentine. And Valentine's Day comes around. They're nowhere to be found. And this was like around the second time they already flaked out on a date for us. And we were supposed to end Christmas together, but I got there. I only saw them for 10 minutes, and they said, I wanted you to come here, but something came up with my mom. I want to spend Christmas with her. And we just flaked. And I was so upset. I didn't leave immediately on Christmas Day. I waited like about 30 extra minutes to get my composure together. And I noticed like their mother never came around, but whatever. But yeah, they flaked on me, didn't answer any of my calls or anything. And then 2 days later they were like, what happened? And I was like, we talked about what happened, and it was not good. It was not pretty. And then they tell me they're getting kicked out, and I'm still staying loyal. I'm just still staying dedicated. And this is getting harder to do. Lord Jesus. Gross. So Valentine's. The week of Valentine's, I am constantly looking, constantly searching for places for them to stay. I'm hustling harder than anybody to have income for me and them, whether they need some cash or not, because I've been giving them money to feed them. I've been helping them helping them split the bill, so to speak, for just situations they may need some extra cash for. You know, I'm worried about my partner. And you know, 2 weeks before the date that they were supposed to be officially out or evicted, they were kicked out that day. So I am downtown taking care of some business, but I got them a motel room to stay because the day after they were going to stay at a friend's place, and I was like, okay, well, I can get you a place just for the night. And when they see me, there's not really a lot of affection. They just say, you look awful, you look tired. There's no hi baby, no nothing. And when we get to the whole motel room, I asked them a question like, where's all this going? I don't feel anything from here. And they were like, well, I'm at a difficult point in my life, you know, we just have to be patient. And I was like, sure, I can be patient. Who I care about won't be homeless. I always say the person who I love, because they had already confessed their love for me late December. So I was like, wow, they love me. So I was like, wow, I think I love them too, because I was starting to do things for them I would have probably never done for anybody else. So yeah, it gets to be it's February, and in February, my friend wants me to get an apartment with them. I said I'm comfortable living where I live, but I do have somebody who can live with. My boyfriend, Jay. So I tell Jay, you're gonna live with my friend here. Her name is S. Here is Jay. Y'all will live together. They do everything they can to get the apartment. The friend Jay is staying with kicks them out because of disapproval. They wanted Jay, but Jay was like, no, I'm taking, I'm not gonna do that. And I could hear the anger on the phone when we would talk. So Jay gets kicked out because Jay stays loyal to me, basically. And with the day Jay kicked out, I find them a motel room for the week to stay at, and I stayed with Jay because I was like, I haven't been with you in so long. Why is this? This isn't a relationship. I feel like we're just pen pals who flirt. And that's kind of what our relationship really was, to be honest. So I am with Jay in the motel room. I'm still doing what I gotta do during the day, and then at night I come back to Jay and we get the motel room ready. We start to get the apartment together, but I didn't rent the motel for like forever, so I was like, when the apartment is ready, we'll be ready. So the apartment is calling and texting me because I'm like the middleman. I put my number down for everything because I want to make sure my friend has a place to stay, because they were also about to get kicked out of where they stay in, and I want to make sure my partner has a place to stay. These two people I care about, I'm working hard for both of them, and then I get like maybe 15% of my own energy. So one day I just told Jay, I'm fed up with this. Like, when are things gonna get better? I can't keep doing this just for me. And we cry together. They tell me, they swear, they promise everything will get better. And a week passed, and the apartment people tell me Jay never gave us any information, and everything we have on them isn't even legit. So I can't get in contact with Jay. And then 2 weeks after that, I see on Facebook they're in a relationship, and it's not with me. And I can't get on the phone with them, and I am hurt by that. But I find them a place to stay because they were still technically homeless. The friend they were staying with was gonna kick them out too. So I get them a place to stay. I find them an apartment that they can afford. The landlord is super nice. It comes with all the essentials and then some other amenities. And I asked Jay, what's that about? And they just said, well, they're insecure. I did that as a, you got me type of thing. I had so many signs that I was being played. And I knew in my heart I was being played. I just was hoping for a shred of human decency, that they would be man enough. They would be a kind person and tell me the truth. And I was so blinded by love that I wanted to believe everything that they were saying. So I kept on sticking with it. It got to a point to where our relationship was like Joker and Harley, because they did start back drinking at one point. And while they were drinking, they would get a little bit belligerent to me on the phone, because they start to get manipulative when they started back drinking. It was like Joker and Harley. I just kept going back, even though the relationship just was not for me. I just kept going back. I just kept going back. But yeah, I got them a place to stay, and I tell them, take me on a date or we're done. And they were like, okay, the day of our date, their landlord is there. And I was like, is Jay here? Jay, and he was like, no, I haven't seen Jay for like 3 days now. They left with the person who they're with a relationship on Facebook. And I was heartbroken. I was devastated. So Jay comes back like a week or two later, and they lie to me saying they were with their godmother. I knew all that was a lie. I have ways of finding things out, and I had already had proof and evidence that they were lying to me, but I still just wanted some kind of kindness to come from them. And I couldn't. I just wanted some type of kindness to come from them, and I couldn't get it. So, let's go back to the landlord calls me, tells me Jay's references aren't legit. They don't have any information on Jay. For all they know, they let in a murderer in their home. So, the landlord kicks Jay out. I'm off doing some business, so I can't do anything. And, while Jay is kicked out, more and more things are coming up on social media of them loving and appreciating that person, and then I get a text maybe every other odd day that I am the real deal. I just knew so much was wrong. I knew all of this was a lie. I knew it all, but I was just still, like I said, so blinded by love, so willing to just say things will get better. I'm meditating and praying every night, hearing the truth, reading my horoscopes, listening to friends, trusting my gut. But like, I don't know, my heart and my brain was just telling me, just try it, just keep on trying with Jay. But one day I looked in the mirror and I didn't know who I was anymore. I had put off and sacrificed so much for Jay. Everything I did, it didn't have the potential that I had really wanted to put in. It didn't have the effort, the energy that I normally put in it. My finances, my everything. Because I was like, what if Jay needs me? I need to still be there for Jay, when Jay was never there for me. If they did love me someday, they stopped real fast. And I don't want to put those walls back up to where I don't believe people, to where I don't accept people, because I know it's not everybody. It was just them. So now I told myself, even if everybody makes mistakes. I've seen so many of my friends, their relationships be stupid, their relationships be trash. And I was like, if I get no trash relationship, I know everything that is wrong with them, the things they came with. If I get in a bad relationship, it'll be my first. For me, it's one strike you out. I don't do 3, 4, I don't do that. Although I gave Jay so many chances and strikes, like I said, I was blinded. Let's get to the breakup part. I broke up with Jay of 2 weeks before we made 6 months, because I wanted to be different, because I've always been different. Their relationships typically last 6 months to a year. I said, I'm breaking up with you at 5. I really wanted to break up with them at 4, but they snagged me back in. So I broke up with Jay at 6 months. I just stopped answering all their calls, stopped answering all their text messages. I texted their little side boo, tell them we're done. I'm off. It's over. And I did my stages of grief or separation, whatever it's called for a relationship. I went through that. And then at the final stage, I felt liberated. I felt a glow about myself that I haven't felt in such a long time. I felt my self-love come back. And people saw that glow, and people saw the happiness that had been gone, the spark that wasn't there anymore. They all saw it come back. And I am back now. I'm back, and I'm me, and I feel better, and I feel good for it. That's why I'm back on my game. That's why I'm back doing social media. That's why I'm back on YouTube. That's why I'm being the Devon you all knew, the Devon you all remember, the Devon you all love and know. Because that's the Devon I really am. That's the me I truly am. And I remembered something my friend told me. She told me, you are loved. And I'm so happy that she told me that, because I knew I loved myself, but I think I forgot that there was people out there who loved me. The way he twisted my mind up had me thinking there was not many. But I know that while there may be few, it's not nobody that loves besides myself. And like I said, if you are a person who is maybe stuck in a for real abusive relationship, I wasn't in an abusive relationship. It was maybe at some point, because like I said, there are some details I have to keep out for their own privacy. If they watch this or not, maybe they'll probably try and sue me for defamation or anything like that. But there are some details that I had to keep out. But if you are in a for real abusive relationship, you can leave. You can go. I saw the signs because I felt lucky. Like, I was always in the crossfire of their other hatred. They said many racial bigotries, many homophobic bigotries. They had so much hate towards other people. And I felt safe because I was in the crossfire, but I was never the one shot at. But I just stayed and I stayed and I stayed and I stayed and I stayed. But you don't have to go through that. There are people there for you. There are people who love you. But you first have to love yourself. That's what you gotta do. Yeah, so I broke up with Jay. And ever since then, this glow is back. I'm back to being the star that I was, because I call myself the black star, because black is my favorite color and I want to be a star. And I'm back being the black star, and I'm loving it. People can see it about me. I'm recognized again. Like, I'm back, and I am never ever going back down that hole ever again. Am I willing to accept an apology? Definitely. Am I growing from this? Definitely. I no longer see myself as the victim of what Jay did, but I do remember being the victim, because you have to remember that about you, so you can remember and learn from what happened, so you can grow. So I no longer see myself as a victim of what Jay did to me, but I see myself as the solution to what I should have done, the solution to what needed to happen. You know, I just feel better. I had to get knocked down to come back up. I had to remember that if you fall for anything, if you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. And I stood up for myself and I just said goodbye. Well, that's what happened. That's what needed to happen, and I feel better. So much better. Wow. And I hope that this taught you something, and I hope that you loved it, and I hope that you appreciated my words. And I don't care how many views this video gets. Matter of fact, I just want somebody to see it, and then maybe that person will show it to somebody else, who will show it to somebody else who needs to see this, because that's all that really matters. So until next time, you guys, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment down below. Please comment down below, and I don't want any negative comments. I know some of y'all who know Jay and who Jay is will probably be like, oh, it's such and such, they stay at such and such. Don't do anything. Please don't do none of that. I don't want this is I'm burning the bridge with Jay and everything they're about, everything they stand for, all the people, all of that. So please just comment down below. Maybe this helped you. Comment down below, did this teach you something? Just comment the good, and like it if you appreciate my candor and my vulnerability right now. The whole reason I wore red and black in my makeup is because those are the real colors of Harley. But in Birds of Prey, Harley gets liberated from Joker, and I got liberated from my Joker. So that's why I wore red and black. See? Red and black. Even on my pants and my shoes, I wore red and black. So maybe I'll do a makeup tutorial on this red and black. But thank you guys for watching. Sorry if it was a bit long. I couldn't leave out a single detail. And be sure to tune in next time where I locate Frankenstein's brain.
I gotta think. I gotta think. I gotta.